internet, my name is Isley, welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to do a movie review, which I haven't done in like a year because I know I'm not like an expert movie critic and I don't really go to a lot of movies. Well, I did go to a lot of movies this year, but that was mostly because most of those movies were just solo over and over and over and over because I loved Solo so much. And I didn't do a review on that one because I mean that would have been an hour long. But this movie I want to talk about because I'm really passionate about this and I feel like it needs more love, even though it is mainstream, you know, stuff like that. Like, I feel like Mamma Mia can never get enough love, just like ABBA can never get enough love. I know they're one of the biggest bands in the world and they're one of the biggest bands of all time, but I sometimes still feel like people underrate them, you know? Anyway, so this is going to be my very biased and very non-critical review of Mamma Mia 2. Here we go again, because that movie was awesome. I'm gonna tell you straight ahead, I loved it. Now, as the title says, I am a huge fan of ABBA, like a massive fan of ABBA. And while I got into them not that long ago, I fallen so madly in love with them. You know, their entire discography is fucking gold. Every single song by ABBA is a masterpiece and I could listen to them over and over and over again. I mean, that's literally what I've been doing for the past 6 months, but don't tell anyone. Actually, I'm just kidding. You can tell everyone because I am very happy that I discovered ABBA and that I just can't stop listening to them. They're that good. So yeah, basically, this was naturally, you know, like a movie that I was really excited to see. And I actually hadn't seen Mamma Mia, like the first movie, until this year. And so imagine my surprise when I watched the movie and I went to look it up and found out that the sequel is coming out later this year. And it was like what, 3 months ago? I was like beyond shocked. I was like, holy shit. I watched the first movie for the first time the same year as the sequel is coming out. Like that is luck. And just as I absolutely adore the first movie, this was no exception. Plus, on top of that, Cher was in this movie, which Cher is another one of my all-time favorite artists. I admire her so much. Her work is iconic. Her entire career is iconic and I love Cher so much. So like to have an entire movie of ABBA songs and one of them is sung by Cher, it was just a magical experience. When Cher sang Fernando at basically the finale of the movie, it was an out-of-body experience. I loved it so much. This entire video is basically gonna be me gushing over how good this movie was, so you know, if you're looking for critical opinions, this is not the place. I will tell you that, of course, if you want to enjoy this movie, you know, like, or the first movie for that matter, you have to go in with a certain mindset, you know, like Mamma Mia is not supposed to be like cinematic masterpiece, like it's not supposed to be a serious movie with serious plot and character development and stuff like that. It's literally just a fun musical comedy with absolutely ridiculous plot. And I mean, like, while the second one was, you know, like a little less ridiculous in terms of plot points, it was still very much lighthearted and fun. So yeah, of course there's gonna be spoilers, so if you don't want spoilers, click away right now, because I do want to talk about the plot a little bit. My biggest question about that movie was, first of all, why didn't anyone specify how or why Donna died? Like, she's just dead and nobody even like mentions how or why. Like, I understand that in the movie everybody already knows, but when it comes to the audience, like, there's an undeniable curiosity to know why this person died. Because when you think of the timeline, if the first movie is happening in the late 90s, early 2000s, and Sophie is 20, that means that her mother was around the same age in the late 70s. So that would make her 40-ish during the first Mamma Mia. And then the second Mamma Mia is set 10 years later, so she's only 50. So like, she didn't die of natural causes. Why did she die? You know, like, nobody explained that. And I, for one, crave that knowledge, that lore. Give me that lore. Why did Donna die? How did she die? She's such an iconic character, and like, it was so sad that, you know, like, we didn't get to see, you know, like, her and Sophie bonding, you know, like, because obviously she was dead, you know, like, and that, I feel like we missed out on a lot of cute and precious mother-daughter moments like we had in the first movie. But yeah, in general, Mamma Mia creates such lovable characters, even though they're cheesy And you know, like the entire thing is kind of silly, you know, but they're still so lovable. Like I know that it's supposed to be cringy in any other case, but to me it's just not. They're just all adorable and lovable characters. Second of all, another surprise, well, it was actually a pleasant surprise, but I somehow thought that Cher's character Ruby is going to be, you know, like that evil godmother type character, because she's like, you know, portrayed as, you know, like she doesn't care about her family, you know, like she never comes to events and stuff like that. It's shown in the flashbacks. And when she arrives, I fully expected her to, you know, like do something bad or be nasty, or, you know, like, you know, upset people. But she just showed up and she's like, I just finally decided to be a grandmother, you know, like I finally decided to play my part. And literally that was it. And I kind of enjoy that, because while I do love dramatic things, I'm also a sucker for just good things. Like, you know, like it's good that she isn't some evil witch, you know, who came to the party with some ulterior motives or stuff like that. And I just love happy endings and stuff like that. The interesting thing though is that I didn't really cry at the sad parts as much as I cried at the happiest parts. I don't know why I had trouble connecting. Well, maybe because, you know, like I wasn't maybe just feeling all the, you know, like motherhood, you know, babies part, but in general, like it was really emotional, especially during the finale when they were singing My Love My Life, and the older version of Donna, played by Meryl Streep, finally appeared and sang a duet with Sophie. Like that was really emotional, but I didn't cry nearly as much as I did, for example, when they did the whole Dancing Queen number, because you're literally seeing a party, people just having fun and bouncing, and like I was just overwhelmed with my love for ABBA's music and how it literally, both in films and in real life, it makes people come together and enjoy themselves. Like, tell me a single occasion where Dancing Queen will not make you have a good time. Like, at any party, I don't care what age group, you play Dancing Queen, people are gonna dance because it's a fucking bop! I love Dancing Queen so much. I literally love every single ABBA song. They're just perfect. Speaking of the songs themselves and the renditions of the songs, of course, you know, like, they're not perfect, you know, like, when you listen to them on their own, they're like just like, you know, like mediocre covers, you know, of those iconic ABBA songs. But when you put together the music and the picture, it really blows your mind, because of course visuals always enhance the music and give you the best experience. So basically this entire movie was just like fun. It was never-ending fun, and I really want to see it again, because it was such a feel-good movie. And like when the first number started, When I Kissed the Teacher, I also cried, because once again it was a massive scene and everybody was having fun, and I'm such a sucker for those things. Like, that is one of the biggest reasons why these two movies, like the first one and the second one, they cater to me so much, because while I was drawn to the first one because I became a huge fan of ABBA, I ended up loving it not just because of the ABBA songs, but because of how good it made me feel. It's just a giant party. It's there to make you have fun and feel good, and it does it perfectly. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a cinematic masterpiece to make you have fun, you know? So yeah, my favorite parts were, I think, the flashbacks, because to see young Donna once again like be a goofball and just jump around and fall in love with all these people and the island itself, it was just magical. It was so energetic and full of life and love, and that's what I'm all about. And also, I mean, the island itself, it's so pretty. It's like, it feels like the most gorgeous place on earth. And of course, me being an ABBA fan and now a huge Mamma Mia fan, someday I want to go there. Obviously, I think it would be super fun. But yeah, those were basically my first impressions of the movie. If I will be able to, I will definitely go see it again, because hearing ABBA songs through big speakers in a big theater, it was an out-of-body experience, like I said, especially when Cher was there and she sang Fernando, and I was like, I will remember this moment for the rest of my life. And when she sang the first verse of Super Trooper, you know, like at the very end of the movie when like the credits were starting, like that was amazing too. And I've heard that she is going to put out an entire album of ABBA covers, so that's like the best news for a Cher and ABBA fan like me. So yeah, that was basically my review. Let me know what you guys think about this movie. I'm super excited to read other people's opinions. And yeah, that'll be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I post regular videos videos. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you next time. I love you guys. Bye.